So how do you use all that you have in order to progress on this path to make the world better? So this was, I think, one of the sort of the key points that a lot of people have come and questioned me about. What does it mean to use all you have? Like, to some people, it just doesn't really seem to have made sense. To others, it was more a question of, well, what exactly should we be using? And do you literally mean everything all of the time? So just to recount and recap, this advice came from a mentor to me some years ago when I was trying to consider my own way forward and a way to both revitalize my motivation and find a way of making a greater contribution of serving people in the world in a more actualized way. So this mentor's point was basically, don't turn your back on everything that you have, all your experience, all your network, all of the skills and capabilities that you've refined and developed as you seek to pivot and change and move in a new direction. In actual fact, you want to do the opposite. You want to bring all of it with you and add more on. And that is how you pivot. Okay. So really then, as you break that down into a series of how-tos, well, so first of all, what I did was, having reconciled his advice, started to go out and with these small iterative pivots that I already had demand side provocation for doing, such as going into coaching when I was just a recruiter, I went and expanded my sort of testing ground in my network and asked them, do you see me as being a viable provider and adding value through that service? And listen to the feedback and react accordingly. So I was using the network I had to test the impetus and the sensibility and the credibility of me doing something different. Okay, step one. Step two, I have skills and capabilities established from 15 years in recruiting that are applicable to coaching and culture consulting and organizational design development, and seemingly to talking to leaders as a podcaster who are themselves doing great work to make the world better. All of those are pivots. All of those are new functional applications, new roles that I've now been doing for a little while, with the exception of the podcasting bit, which is still relatively novel. But I'm using all the skills and capabilities I have. Okay. So then assets, finally, so an asset obviously could be any number of different things, but to me, the assets that I have really are all ingrained and embedded in the business that I and the team have been building for the last 4 years. So we have a lot of capability, we have a lot of track record, we have a lot of case studies, and we've had a lot of stuff ups and failings that we've learned from along the way. So how can we take all of that, all of those IP assets, and apply them now to working with leaders who want to make the world better? And that really is the question now for you. What is the thing that for you is most valuable in your experience or in your skills and capabilities or in your assets that you can apply to making a change to make things better? Just one thing. Just think about one thing only that you can use as a sort of a pivot point and take with you and go and take things in a slightly different direction, and then the next one and the next one, and so it goes. What's the first one going to be? Just think about that. If any of the ideas I've covered today have been of interest, you can find more of these messages at 4iLeadership.com/insights or search Tim Collings on YouTube. And if you like, subscribe to get the daily broadcast in your YouTube feed.